Hello there. The Withdrawal Agreement busting UK Internal Market Bill made it through the Commons Committee stages last week. However, it still has a way to go, with a group of Northern Irish and English solicitors gearing up to take the UK government to court. Firstly, please subscribe and like this video to give my channel a boost. And I'm always uploading new content, so please do check back daily. And a big thanks to my Patreon and PayPal supporters. Apologies for my recent absence, but life has a way of springing unwanted surprises on you from time to time. Family business will still take up much of my time in the coming days, but I will still try to post videos when I can. So the UK Internal Market Bill is still exercising the minds of those that want the UK to remain in vassalage to the European Union, with the EU insisting that it will never sign an agreement with the UK while the Internal Market Bill sits like a gun on the negotiating table. But the next stage of talks is due to start in Brussels next week. And just to put things a bit straighter, the UK Internal Market Bill, or UKIM Bill, does not really override the Withdrawal Agreement Treaty. What it does is give the government an avenue to limit the effect of the Withdrawal Agreement within the UK should the EU try to play funny tricks with it. And this is all about the North-South Irish border, the Good Friday Agreement and the steadfast belief that no physical border of any sort should ever again appear between the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. Except for the one that's there right now. Yes, a hard border that has just been imposed between North and South Ireland with police checks on both sides of it. Newsletter.co.uk reports that police on both sides of the Irish border will be operating rolling cross-border checkpoints from today in an effort to prevent the spread of COVID-19, Irish police have said. So, a physical border across the Irish mainland seems to be quite fashionable right now, and enforced by both Dublin and Belfast. But it's for COVID, scream the pro-EU types as if it makes it all right. My answer is, a border where police stop people is still a border, a form of hard border, whatever the reason. So it seems we can have an Irish border for currency, civil and criminal law, employment, taxes, healthcare and health emergencies, but just not for anything to do with Brexit. And if it really was about COVID and the border is so sacrosanct, it would be based on geography, not borders, wouldn't it? Anyway, the UKIM Bill cleared the Commons Committee stages last Tuesday, with the only government concession being to allow the House of Commons a vote before the government actually used the powers contained within the bill. Whereas before this amendment, the government would have wielded these powers before the MPs voted on it. But either way, the MPs would have voted on it. So the end result is just a few added days to the procedure. The bill will now go through the report and third reading stages on Tuesday, prior to being sent off to the House of Lords. One wonders what sort of reception it will get there. But it looks like the lawyers are queuing up for some more Brexit lawfare action as they gear up to take the UK government to court over this bill. The Belfast Telegraph reports that two firms of solicitors, one from Belfast and the other from Hampshire, will be led by Michael Mansfield QC in the Belfast and London High Courts. The two firms put out a statement saying, "We have been instructed by concerned citizens to consider pursuing a legal action over the British government's Internal Markets Bill, which, if enacted, will override parts of the Brexit withdrawal agreement in relation to the movement of goods between Britain and ports in Northern Ireland. Michael Mansfield QC will head the legal teams in possible legal actions at the High Court in Belfast and London." These citizens, along with many others, are gravely concerned at the British government's flagrant disregard for the rule of law. Whilst there are highly significant ramifications for Northern Ireland and post-Brexit Britain if the bill is passed, there are also wider questions to be asked about the reach of these provisions. It is simply not the case that this is a breach of international law in a specific and limited way. The consequences are neither specific nor limited, and it is vital that the government is challenged in the courts in order to account for this breach of international law. Now, these are all eminent lawyers and very clever and well trained. But the government only puts the bill forward. It is our totally sovereign Parliament that will be voting it through to royal assent. A sovereign Parliament that does have the power to make such laws, as ruled in the Gina Miller case. Oh, we Brexiteers have so much to thank her for. And once the bill becomes primary law on the statute books, as long as the government acts within the limits of that statute, surely there's nothing anyone in the UK can do about it. It would be up to Brussels to fight its corner at an international level. And it's telling that the Solicitors' statement did not mention Parliament at all, only the government. So maybe they will just wait to try and challenge anything the UK government does when it gets forced by the EU to use the provisions in the bill once enacted. And this does seem to be the plan, where the Solicitors' statement says, "The contemplated legal action is at an early stage at present, as there is a need to scrutinise the Act when it becomes law, but it is anticipated that a crowdfund will be launched in due course to support the action." Now, one paragraph in the Solicitor's statement made by the director of the Belfast firm involved says, "We have been instructed by citizens from unionist and nationalist backgrounds, in particular concerned members of the business sector and residents of the border communities who will be adversely affected by the creation of a hard border on the island." This seems to suggest that this bill, if it became law, could force the UK to erect a hard border across Ireland. But the UK government has always agreed that it would deal with those goods at risk of going across the border with a semi-border in the Irish Sea, so precluding the need for a hard border on the island of Ireland. The UK government has also previously stated that it would not impose a hard border there. The only way a hard border could come about would be from the EU and Dublin side. But I don't see anyone queuing up in court to force Brussels to the table to act in good faith to prevent it, do you? And don't forget that the Swiss are at the polls over this weekend to decide on whether or not they want to continue with freedom of movement with the European Union. This could be interesting. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it by following the link in the descriptions box below and support me on Patreon or PayPal. So what do you think about the bill and these solicitors? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching.